Hi everyone, Kira here. So, you know, what I've had to do in my life and what my clients have had to do too is clean up some energy, clean up some old thinking, some old belief systems. Um, because when we want to reach the kind of upper echelons of feeling loved and being loved and connecting to our truth and holding our space, it's important to take a look at what our thinking is, and where it kind of originated. So if you have a belief system, and I think all belief systems can be challenged, even the good ones, where we were like, oh, that process is a good process, or this thing is a good thing, or this thought is the right thought. I still think, you know what, question it. Find where in the beginning of that, when you first thought it or when it was first introduced to you, um, what happened that made you feel like, yeah, that's it, that's connected to who I am. I love that concept or that idea. I love being loving and open and generous and kind and sweet. And just where did that come from? Where did you learn that process? All right. So that way, and then also that negative side. Because sometimes we don't know the effect our thinking has on our physiology, our emotions. We don't know sometimes that we even have these things going on until we have interactions with people and then something kind of pops out and it's some kind of judgment or some kind of negative thinking. And if you have great friends, they'll kind of come back and go, well, that's not how I learned it, or that's not really the way I know it to be. And so if you're open and you're on that path, you're kind of getting the input, because I do believe that truth comes through people that we know and love. And so if we can connect up with them, we can know by how we feel. Okay. And everybody can feel, even if you're primarily a thinking type person, very analytical, you can still access your feelings. So taking a moment and going, how does that make me feel? How does that connect the dots for me? Does it connect the dots for me? And so a lot of people have been being introduced to new concepts since the pandemic and stuff. And I like that. I like, and it may not be new for some, but it's new for the majority or a good number of people. And so these different concepts are coming up, and it's because we had time, to reflect and address and get clear. And so if we have this belief system in us that says reject all new things, because it threatens my security or whatever it might be, then it might be easy to dismiss new things that are coming out, right? Or it might be difficult to handle the change that is certainly coming, and we're on a trajectory of change. This entire planet, this entire world, that is something that is so clear to me, in a good way. It's a good thing. But those of us that get stuck in our situation and we believe that this is comfortable, this is cool, like we're fine, everything's good, like don't rock this boat. And it could be about anything, literally anything. And you feel that feeling of something's changing and it feels uncomfortable. That's a good place to be. It's called the leading edge of growth. We want a leading edge of growth to help us to expand. That's really what this whole deal is about. It's about expansion. It's about understanding ourselves better so that we can just get clearer, just feel more happiness, just feel more balance. And it was like, well, I felt balanced before the change or the changes that are happening all around me all the time, or this new concept or idea that I'm supposed to just get, or whatever it might be. And so I'm like, okay, so so that discomfort that comes up, that's what we want to address. Okay, so now let's say that's just an example of change, but it could be any number of things. But things change all the time. So it's kind of getting comfortable with change, ideas, new belief systems, new thought processes. And these happen as a result of getting clearer about ourselves. A client I recently had, she was like, excavate. I've been excavating. I loved that so much. We're excavating, getting clear, understanding, turning up, churning up, right? What the old things were so that we can step into something even better. So you think, oh, well, yeah, but I was fine over here. Well, here's the deal. And I love this because this is one of my coaches said, a master comforts the afflicted and afflicts the comfortable. I love that concept so much because we're supposed to be moving, we're supposed to be on that leading edge of growth. We're supposed to be asking these questions. And when we do, we churn up information. And then from that space, we're able to find more happiness, more joy, better health, feeling more emotionally connected to the people around us. The other things that naturally happen is people feel a draw to you. Walking around the grocery store and all of a sudden, random people start telling you their life story. And I know that may not be a benefit for most people. It's fine. But there are times where having an interaction with somebody where you can show up can be really powerful, really impactful. And so, I don't know, I believe in that. We're all just walking each other home type of thing. There are also times where I just do want to be alone. And I don't necessarily want to walk anyone home. I don't even want to walk myself home. So you're not required to do anything. This is just for you. So how do we get underneath things? So the first thing is writing out that belief list. My current beliefs around any subject that you have. Money, time, family, relationships, groups of people. Just writing out every single thing that you believe and then finding the thread back to the beginning. When did that first become true for you? And again, this is for the negatives. When did that first become true for you? Where you are like, oh, I don't hang out with people. Well, when did that start? And was there an event connected with it? So taking some time and just reflecting. That's it. Just reflecting about what has happened in your experience, taking it down, journaling it. And then from there, you can go, oh, okay. So I created that belief system around this particular event. But I also know that I've grown. I've developed. I've started to become more clear. I only allow people in my experience who are healthy, loving, whole, and complete. So I don't have to continue to hold that old belief. I'm allowed to shift my thinking. I'm allowed to grow. And hey, guess what? By the way, not only are you allowed to grow, but everyone in your experience is allowed to grow too. So I say this often, we can update our software on what we think and who we think people are. Because I've never been proven more wrong in my life than when I've looked at people from my past and seen them in a completely different light at a different age, at a different time in my life, at a different level of development in my life. And so they're allowed to change, you're allowed to change, and everybody is allowed to create their reality exactly the way they want to. Now, I know that's another big step, and maybe that'll be in my next video, creating our reality. But we have a point of attraction. We have a point of realization. And what we bring into our life is a direct response to what we have going on inside. So if you're able to clear up and clean up a few of these belief systems, you've got a big opportunity to start bringing in more things that feel even better to you. Because if not this, then more. Right? If not this, something better, which is something I say whenever I start to get hooked into different things that might come up in my experience in life, and something is going to potentially fall through or something. I just go, well, if not this, something better is on the way. And something better is on the way to you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.